You get a speeding ticket in several Bay Area cities without ever being pulled over or even knowing you were being watched.
My mom was struck by a car that was speeding. I don't want you to become part of my statistic.
The big push for speed cameras and why some privacy advocates say not so fast. And for the second time in less than a year, people living near the Martinez Refinery are dealing with a potentially dangerous substance falling from the sky and into their neighborhoods.
You can see there's a lot of dust here now. I don't know what that is.
Should people be forced to just live like this and accept this? That's one of the questions we're about to ask in a live interview with the mayor. And as part of our new series, Project Earth, we look at how a centuries-old method of forest management may have actually backfired.
And now the fires that we're seeing are now killing all or most of the trees.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hi, I'm Sarah Donchi, and today for Juliette, state lawmakers are considering a first-of-its-kind proposal for California to slow down drivers and potentially save lives. The plan wouldn't require any more law enforcement. Instead, cameras like these would be watching your speed and automatically issuing tickets. Although they may look a bit like red light cameras that we've already seen around the Bay Area, these cameras wouldn't check if you're stopping. They'd be specifically checking if you were speeding. There would be 6 cities in the statewide pilot program, including San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose. Our Jose Martinez talked with a San Francisco woman who says she is reminded every day why something needs to be done.
I'm here at Mission and 22nd Street. You can see the school sign right here. That means this area could be a candidate to get one of the 33 speed cameras that could be installed as part of this project in San Francisco. It's been more than 10 years since Jenny Yu's worst nightmare.
My mom was struck by a car that was speeding and turning left onto Park Presidio.
Her mother survived but suffered severe brain traumatic injuries.
Our streets are supposed to be shared by everyone. Right? It's supposed to be shared to make it a usable community area, and do not wait until you become part of the victim side.
Jenny turned this experience into advocacy. She's one of the hundreds of members of Walk San Francisco and the San Francisco Bay Area Families for Safe Streets, hopeful that a piece of legislation that would allow speed safety cameras to be legal in California gets the green light in Sacramento.
The reason why I put my story out there and why I deal with even friends that are objecting against this is I don't want you to become part of my statistic.
It definitely has to be dispersed throughout the city. So that
Jody Medeiros, executive director of Walk San Francisco, says it's an epidemic that could be over through the approval of this bill by the Senate Judiciary Committee this Tuesday.
It's a thoughtful bill. There is neighborhood consideration and input that has to go into it. There's the city agencies that are deciding which are the most dangerous roads where this bill is going to be most helpful.
According to the bill, the cameras would use speed measurement devices to detect speeding and capture evidence. Fines would start at $50 for anyone caught driving 11 miles over the speed limit and go up from there, with fee reductions offered to those who financially qualify.
There is going to be a process where you will get a warning before you actually get a ticket. So everything is baked into the bill so that it feels very fair and balanced.
That's why Jenny has a message for everyone out there about safety on the streets.
I want you to not listen to me, but listen to what the bill is about and why there's a group of people with certain supervisors and legislators trying to make this legal. Is to really make streets that you're going to travel on, your loved one's going to travel on, your kids, your grandparents.
Now, we know that this project might take some time to become a reality, but advocates like Jody tell me they're ready to work with the community to get their opinions.
So not everybody is on board. Privacy advocates have expressed concerns that people's personal information could be misused. The bill's author, Southern California Assemblymember Laura Friedman, says the cameras would not use facial recognition. Some other cities outside of California already use similar camera systems. Friedman says there's evidence that they could work. In Portland, Oregon, for example, traffic fatalities dropped by 46%. In New York, speeding in school zones fell 63%, and in Seattle, 50%. We are just learning this evening of an arrest in a hit and run that killed a 73-year-old woman in Oakland. Santu Maya was walking across Foothill in Vicksburg last month when a driver hit her and took off. Her daughter and young granddaughter were there. They saw everything. So far, police are not releasing any details on the suspect. Tonight, a lot of people in Martinez are wondering if it's safe to breathe the air or touch surfaces outside after a cloud of black dust fell over their community from the nearby Martinez Refining Company. It is the second time in less than a year the refinery has had a substance release. This one was petroleum coke dust, they say. The release lasted about a minute. Now that it's settled a bit, health officials say people can rinse it off with a hose, but they're cautioning people not to touch or breathe in the dust. Back in November, the refinery had a longer release, much longer, of what's called spent catalyst that contains more heavy metals than petroleum coke dust, and it rained down for hours. Tonight, neighbors are frustrated.
We moved in knowing that the refinery was here, but our understanding and our expectation was that they were operating safely. This is yet another accident where there has been a release of something that we need to now not touch and not breathe. It doesn't seem right to me, this having accidents this frequently.
So the county health department collected samples from today's release. They say they should have more information about that in about 3 days. And joining me now, Martinez Mayor Brianne Zorn. Mayor Zorn, thank you so much for joining us. You are really the perfect person to talk to about this because I understand you have a background in environmental science. Can you first tell me if there are any updates beyond what we've just reported that the community needs to know about what happened today?
Thank you so much for having me tonight. At this time, the only update has been released on the Contra Costa Health website at about 3 p.m. or so, and that was their press release that gave all the information that was very close to what you just mentioned, agreeing with you that they have recommended that people not breathe the dust and that you can use soap and water to clean the impacted outdoor surfaces.
Okay, so it sounds like people will have to stay tuned for any additional information.
That's
but
correct.
As we mentioned earlier, this is the second incident in less than a year involving Martinez Refinery Company. We've been looking into that, and we know that the long-term impact of that earlier release in November is still unclear. And it was only last month that the county lifted its ban on eating food grown in affected backyards.
That's right.
This is something that whenever we go out and talk to people, that they seem to be frustrated about. You know, and there is a lack of trust, I would say, among a lot of people that we speak to. How can the company build back trust and the city build back trust in the community?
That is a great question. So since that release in Thanksgiving, I've made it a priority to communicate with the residents about these types of incidents. One of the biggest concerns that I've always had is that every time something like this happens, there's been a couple of posts on Facebook or on a website, and then in general, it's not communicated out. So over the past several months, we've been working really hard to roll out our own community warning system to ensure that at a minimum, the people in our community know what's going on. So today was the first rollout of our Martinez alert system. We'd actually plan on rolling this out next week at our council meeting, but because of this event, again, super frustrated that we're having so many events that now I have to roll this out early, but we did roll it out. We pre-populated it with subscribers to our e-newsletter, and about 14,000 people in our community were notified that this event occurred. We now have this set up. People can, moving forward, opt in with their mobile numbers so they can receive text messages in the future. So it's our commitment to our community that will continue to put all of the information that we have to them as soon as we know about it, rather than having to wait around for updates that might occur at the end of the day. Or in this case, we actually have to wait until the end of the week for these wipe sample results to come back from the lab. But as soon as that occurs, as soon as we get our 72-hour report from the refinery, we can pass that on to our residents as quickly as we can.
Okay, Mayor, thank you for addressing that. Warning people about it is one part of this. The other part is that it just keeps happening. In fact, Congressman John Garamendi told the Chronicle today that the refinery either needs to operate safely or shut down. People are frustrated about this happening so often, but is closing the refinery or taking any kind of action in that direction even realistic?
That may not be totally realistic in this instance. However, it is absolutely important for us to continue to push for them to operate safely. And the refinery has said that this is not how they want to do business, but the way that they've been doing business has made it really clear that they do need to change the way that they do things. They have done their own root cause analysis separate from the one that the county health is going to be moving forward on this year. They say that they have done safety improvements, but from our perspective, they haven't done enough. I think it's really important that first and foremost, they notify the county and notify CC Health as soon as these types of events occur. You may have heard that they were notified over an hour after they first knew that this release occurred this morning. So a timely notification is first and foremost the most important. And then beyond that, it is our duty as council, as the mayor, to really be encouraging, requiring that this business is a good neighbor to us, because over the past 6, 7, 8 months, they really haven't been a good neighbor. So there are people in our community who have been reaching out on a daily, on a weekly basis, asking them to do better. And as the mayor, I'm also asking them to do better and really be understanding that we're being impacted by these releases, and they need to cease these releases completely moving forward.
Yeah, trust and accountability, big issues here. Mayor, thank you so much for your time and expertise. We appreciate it. All right, wildfires are growing more extreme. Up next, why experts say a particular method of preventing them may actually make things worse. And don't let the cuteness fool you. The warning in Santa Cruz tonight about a sea otter that's been terrorizing surfers.
Temperatures took a step upward today. Now the fog is spreading back out over San Francisco, but it's a shallower layer of fog indicating the increasing temperatures. Made it up to 96 in Livermore today. About 10 degrees hotter than that this weekend. Details coming up in the First Alert forecast.